in time, or if you have some colleagues that want to watch it later, we'll have this up in the KB shortly afterwards. So just wanted to introduce everybody we have on the call and thank everybody for joining us today. So we have Brad Fisher, who's VP of Channel Sales with RabbitRun, who's going to be taking us through a tour of their SD-WAN product today, which we're super excited to share with you. Also joined by Eric Cornelius, CEO of RabbitRun, myself, CEO here at Viirtue, as well as Tim Miller, who's our new VP of Client Success, will be introducing himself today, and Eric Schmidt, who's our lead business analyst, who I think a lot of you folks have already met. All right, in today's agenda, RabbitRun's gonna take us on a tour through their platform and their value proposition today first. That should take us about 30 minutes. After that, we're gonna go through a demo of our new payment experience, go through some of the cool features that are associated with that new platform, and then we're also gonna go through some updates to Viirtue Connect and a new contest that we're gonna be launching officially. Well, technically, it was officially launched as of May 1st, and then we'll open it up for Q&A across the board at the end. But I do want to share, as always, there is that questions option in the GoToWebinar control panel. So if you do have any questions, please feel free to drop them in there and we'll get them out to you, the answers, as soon as we can. So with that, Brad, I am going to pass you control. You let me know if you have any issues. Awesome.
You see the screen?
We can.
Is that presenter mode? Do you see that?
It is, yeah, you're good. You might just want to full screen it.
All right. And I think I'm on the wrong slide. We'll start here. Is it going full screen? Maybe I'll stop and start again 1 second.
Yeah, I think if you hit that slideshow button, that's we can hit the full screen mode.
Mm-hmm. No, it wants to show here. Let me just try again. Just hit slideshow. Is it following or not? No.
It's not. Is it on a different screen? You might have to share that one.
Yeah, I'll try again. Hang on 1 second. PowerPoint. Oh, slideshow here.
There we go. Perfect.
There we go. All right. Well, thank you. I'm very excited to be here with the Viirtue community. I'm going to talk today about our SD-WAN product, our 4G failover SD-WAN product. And we've got a number of awards last year. They're kind of up on here, you can see. And we're very proud of kind of where we got to today, and I'm going to tell you a little more about the product. You can kind of see an image of both of the products there. Our T200 is our entry-level product, quite a capable product though, and above that the RT500. They both have LTE. So this product is aimed at the small office, home office market. We see that small office and home office users, they didn't really have this type of product available that was as capable as what we're bringing to market. So we built this for that market. This type of customer, they're looking for enterprise type feature sets still, but at a price they can afford. So what are they facing? I mean, you guys know there's unstable, poor internet service, drop voice calls, video meeting issues, connection, congestion, causing a lot of these problems. And really what they want or what they need is something simple and easy, and yourself as the partner, something easy to install, simple, reliable, automatically switch to the backup service and back to the main without dropping calls. And then, something that for you that's easy to support, and that you have the proper tools to help your customer and troubleshoot problems effectively. So our solution, and I'm going to break it down into a couple of components. So the first thing about our solution is we've made it as a service. So there's no upfront capital expenditure. You get the hardware included with the license that you select. They're monthly packages. They're priced right for that small business market, as we were talking about. And it's an all-in-one device. So even if you order one of the licenses that may not be LTE failover, the LTE modem is in, and we drop ship unless otherwise directed with our eSIM solution. So you can always remotely upgrade. So it's sold as a service. The next part is we have an advanced quality of service engine that runs on this. It's customizable, it's dynamic in nature, and it's congestion aware. And really, you're in charge with your partners or with your customer as far as what they want to put as business critical applications. As default, you can prioritize your voice services quite easily with a default configuration. And all of these applications you prioritize in the top queues will always be in front of any other best effort type traffic. So we're always prioritizing the important traffic out of that connection. Flawless 4G failover with IoT data plans. By IoT data plans, we mean we can start on a 1 gig data plan, and that's what we offer as a base plan. We are multi-carrier. Our SIM solution is multi-carrier. And the flawless part is how we fail over and back and manage that process without dropping a call, video meeting, and basically how you've designed it. And it's effective. We wait for that connection to come back and then fail over only when that connection is up and running. And because we manage that plan and manage the failover and have tools like
Did we lose Brad? I don't know if Eric, if you want to jump in, give him a second.
push provisioning, the device will be able to be plugged in, come up on our network using what we call our jump service, and you'll be able to connect to it behind that NAT router, even it's in a double NAT mode. There's default QoS on the box. There's, as I said, push provisioning of all of the other QoS and feature set that you need. And then there's, you can customize it from there. And it's cloud managed. So the cloud manage device, basically that cloud management has analytics, has all the information, everything you need. So I'm going to tell a couple of stories here. I think that's the best way to provide the details that you might be of value, maybe take some things away. The first one's about the multi-carrier flawless 4G LTE saves the day. This is a story about a partner who was a new partner. They had a demo device with them and they had just kind of finished that process. The next day they got a call from their customer and the customer was hard down. Their ISP was down. They'd been down for a little while and they needed to get back up into business. They did not have a backup circuit. So the partner took the device under his arm out to the customer site, plugged it in. Obviously, the 4G was enabled by default for us and came up on the network. He was able to plug this in, get it in line, up on the network, and operate. It was on a carrier that it came up on a carrier that was also having a problem, but with the device, that partner was able to move it with our multi-carrier and modify that to another carrier that was up and operating well in that area. And that particular device came up and had the speeds the customer expected, the quality, and basically just ran. So shortly, a few hours later, the telco fixed the problem. The customer link came up, the broadband came up, which was connected to the RabbitRun device, and that partner came up and operated on that main connection. We failed back when we saw that up and operating. They did have a few more blips, but again, our service failed back, the voice stayed intact, the partner and the customer were very happy. Story number 2. Unhappy customer ready to cancel their voice services with this partner. It was call drops due to bad quality, and we came to the rescue, I guess. The partner was actually referred by another one of our partners that knew our service and knew that this could help. and they called us and said, hey, we need a demo unit right away. We need a pilot trial for this customer. They're basically ready to cancel with us. They're having call drops. They're having problems. They need a failover solution. The customer was in an area that had very poor quality service, but they looked at other options, and it was just cost prohibitive to bring in other solutions. So they looked at the RabbitRun as a way to give them quality of service as well as failover. This particular site had high jitter and latency and drops, all of it. When we put in the RabbitRun, it was able to smooth out with the bandwidth available, the voice and the critical data apps, and make sure those always went first in the available. Our QoS engine was able to figure out how much it could pump through before there was problems and just make sure those applications were happy. At minimum, voice. That's the dynamic nature of it. But when things got really bad, the failover kicked in and moved them over. So after we installed this very quickly for this customer, they reported they're happy. They're up and running, and basically they reported to the partner, it works. I've got these little glitches, little things on the voice every once in a while, but other than that, it's fine. Well, that's our failover. It's about a second or so drop, and that's what they were detecting was when it failed over, it was about a second drop in the voice and then back. But again, they didn't lose their phones, they didn't deregister, which was happening before, everything was good. So not only did we get a customer, but we also got a partner. They signed up. The third one is easy install. And really, because we designed this for Soho customers, it is easy to install compared to other solutions and the configurations of a minimum. We had a partner that typically installed locally in his area, but he had a customer that was halfway across the country, and he decided, I'm going to install this remotely. So we drop shipped to the customer with a default config plus the QoS, setting for this particular partner, and they come up and operated. They just installed it behind the gateway router. The circuit came up, the partner was able to get on, finish the test and turn up. They were able to plug in their VoIP phones, and everything came up and operated as it should. The customer was happy, the partner was happy, and they didn't have to drive across the country or send text from another area. So that was our easy install. Those three stories, I think, highlight a couple of the, most of the basic or most of the important features and functions. At RabbitRun, we have a focus on the small business remote worker markets, and we continue to innovate and add to our solution and our feature set. And we value our partner input. We've taken input for since basically the start from our partners on things they need and want, things that will help them in the market. These things have been integrated to date, and we continue to add to the solution, as I said, with even an update later today. We're going to be adding some more things that they asked for. We were asked for, a remote access service that was easy and simple and cloud-based, and we're providing that service for them. We were asked, one of the biggest asks we had from our UCaaS space was land jump, or I want to get to the UI of that phone behind that. I don't want to have a VPN client for every single one. I don't want to have to manage all of that. We made that easy with what we call land jump. So that service is a click inside of our portal once you configure the device you want to connect to, and you're then getting the web UI of that phone. So that's a huge remote access. That's one of the tools. We have many tools to look at that traffic. That's just one we've added. We're also looking at things like analog POTS and how we can facilitate that with SD-WAN technology. The last couple that I'll mention are, we do have alerts, but we're looking at further alerts and new monitoring and analytics. We've been asked to provide as much detail for these partners to troubleshoot, and we keep adding to that. And we talked a little bit in the media about DDoS protection and those kind of things, but we're also looking at enhancing that with a bit of a DDoS checker to improve that in the future. So these are all things that are coming or here imminently, but this is just how we continue to operate and innovate with our product. The last thing is a bit of an announcement with a partnership with Viirtue. What we're going to be doing is putting our VHub technology, which is one of the pieces that makes it possible to fail over with no drop call. We're going to take that technology, which we call the VHub, and we're going to install it in the data centers with Viirtue, and basically allow end-to-end encrypted and end-to-end connected calls with persistent IP. So this connection, as you can see on the left-hand side being your customer site, will traverse link 3, the overlay, and terminate inside the VHub cloud architecture, which essentially is going to be inside of the POP that has the voice services, the voice servers. This not only provides that no drop call, which is what we did, and also encrypted voice, so you can't see that voice packet end to end. It will give the ability to get rid of service issues that we've seen, much like issues like SIP ALG, where it's problematic to the SIP packets and registration. Where we're also seeing UCAS and other issues with SIP transport methods, so carriers blocking or inhibiting problems. There's just issues on the link. Because we're an encrypted packet, they don't see the SIP traffic, they can't identify it, it's in a tunnel, and it goes end to end. So this is a great add, not only for those extended feature sets, but to get you end to end right into that Viirtue POP.
And just to add, I know we still have some partners that have, I think we had a Windstream MPLS installed that we still have some partners riding on. So as MPLS kind of gets sunsetted in favor of SD-WAN, this is a great option where you can have that, right to our data center.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is, it is just the voice. So with our technology, we steer that interesting or critical traffic to our VHubs. So not only can you steer your voice to the Viirtue hub, which is what obviously would be intended for that location, but you can also, if you happen to have other applications like POS that might be sensitive or different ones, we also make available the RabbitRun VHubs that are in different areas of the country for those applications to have a persistent IP as well. So you'd have access to both via this partnership, which is a great deal. And it gets around for a lot of those, VMPLS or types of services is just included as a benefit in our low-cost solution. And so today we're announcing this partnership, and with this partnership, we're stating here, jumpstart your margins, because what we're doing is any Viirtue partner that signs up with RabbitRun will immediately get the gold level discount for 1 year. And then and regardless of volume, but after 1 year, we're going to look at the aggregate volume, and we'll basically have look at all that volume and then know where you'll fit. So there's more tiers above that, and hopefully we'll see the aggregate volume of Viirtue get to that master tier and drive more margin and benefit. And then obviously, as an added benefit, is this investment by our companies inside of the VHubs in the POPs, so that we can provide that extra feature set. So you'll get that as a Viirtue partner. And as a partner, you'll also get access to a demo unit for home office at a significant discount. This is not for resale, so it's intended for you to demo, test, and then use in your environment how you might want, take it out to customers. But it will come with a full plan with failover 1 gig plan included per month as well. So it's a highly discounted product for our partners. And just an example, I've talked a lot about the failover LTE package and the MSRP, our MSRP, because we don't sell to end customers, we're a channel only company. So we set MSRP at $79.99 per month, which includes the hardware for this service, which is primary broadband failover to LTE with a 1 gig data plan included. And then you pay per gig, or your customer will pay per gig, and you'll get discounts on that as well, so you can set your pricing with your customer. So that is the offer we're putting forth, and we're hoping to see lots of partners sign up. On the screen there, and we can send it out, is a link, bit.ly/Viirtue Partner, and that link will take you to a page that will explain again a bit more about the service. You'll see some pieces of what I've talked about today, and it'll provide a form, and registering on that form identifies you as a Viirtue partner, and you'll be able to get into this system. So if you're interested, please go to that link and register, and then we can start to have some conversations about the rest of the program and plan. Happy to talk about it.
Awesome.
Dan, back
Thank you.
over to you.
Thanks, Brad. If I could get just a couple minutes, Dan, I'd like to point something interesting out. Is there a way to make me? It's been a while since I ran one of these webinars.
Yeah, I can make you a presenter. Give me a sec. All right, there we go.
So Brad, you actually failed over twice during that presentation.
I actually saw that, and I just kept talking, hoping. My internet service here, I had a 2-hour outage 2 days ago, and the ISP is trying to get it back in operation, and I was very nervous about today. So hopefully most of that was there, but I've also detuned my service a little bit, so it's a little higher hit than that I would like, but I try to get through.
Before we joined, we were joking about your sporadic service today, and so I was prepared to jump in and give the presentation. And when it happened, I was like kind of like a deer stuck in the headlights. I'm like, oh crap, what do I do with that presentation? But anyway, you came back.
Yeah, I could see the ISP
that I didn't have to.
Yeah,
But anyway, can you see my screen? Am I showing?
I can.
Okay, so I just wanted to point out, and you know, you couldn't have asked for a better demonstration of the technology. It definitely wasn't planned, and neither is this part, so I apologize if this doesn't go perfectly. But this is our portal, and from our portal, you can actually get to any of the devices. So what I did is I just logged in, and I was looking for Brad's device, so I'm searching for Brad, and he has 2 devices actually. One of them is on, the other one is off. So if we look at Brad's device here, and I click on, this is the way you actually manage individual devices. So if I click on device info, it will bring up the information about Brad's particular device. And I just wanted to show you, so right now we see that his primary connection, which is from Rogers Communications, is up, and his backup, which is 4G LTE, but also from Rogers, is also currently up. But if we scroll down, we can see that he's had some downtime today. So right here, where it talks about loss percentage, you can see just a minute ago, his loss went to 100%. But you know, and so there was a little glitch, and we lost the video, but we kept his audio, which was very good. We lost the video for a few seconds, but then just going a bit further. So this is the portal version. So this is what's available in the cloud, but you can actually get to the device itself. And so, you know, by clicking the link here that says website jump, you can actually get directly onto his device. And this is, you know, so I'm actually looking at Brad's device, which is sitting behind Nat on his local area network. You know, here I am, the remote support desk. I'm able to get there and actually run speed tests and do whatever I need to do on his device. But what I want to do specifically, and I don't want to take too much time, is if I come here to diagnostics, and from the diagnostics page, you can run any number of tests. So you can run speed tests, MTR, you can see link stats. But one of the cool things is you can see link flaps. And so this actually shows you a record of all the up and down time on each link. So on Brad's device, we have 3 links. We have link 1, which is his main connection, link 2, which is the 4G LTE connection, and link 3 is our overlay, which goes back and forth between the connections. That's how we fail over. So when link 1 goes down, link 3, which is the overlay, will fail over and go to link 2. So you'll see here, he actually had 2 downtimes today, one at 109 and one at 111. But despite those 2 downtimes, and you know, it wasn't perfect, but we still kept you. So pretty cool. Okay, that's all I wanted to show. Take it away. Thank you.
No, awesome. Yeah, that's what, as you went down, Brad, I was like, I hope you just come right back, because that'd be the perfect demo, and that's exactly what happened. So awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I had an alert on my ISP modem went out. That's why I think I was deer in the headlights for a minute. I'm like, oh no, it happened.
No worries.
Murphy's Law.
Of course.
Thanks.
Of course.
Appreciate the time.
Of course. And give me 1 second here. I'm going to take back control. Right. Awesome. All right, so first, before we move through these other updates, I did want to officially, formally introduce everybody to Tim Miller. So Tim's our new VP of Client Success, but I'll let you speak for yourself.
Hey, so my name's Tim Miller. I'm a new VP of Client Success here with Viirtue. I come in Viirtue from Fuse and 8x8, and I have about 20 plus years experience with the deployment and ongoing support of voice, data, and most recently UCaaS. So, with that, I'm a hands-on technical resource, not as sales-oriented as most client success people are. My goal is to make sure you and your clients, your experience goes smooth, with your onboarding process for both of you. I'm a main point of contact for you. If you have issues, I'm one more person for you to reach out to try and get things resolved for you. But I also want to hear about if you have anything a positive. I appreciate feedback on that too, so we know how to expand on that. But I look forward to meeting and working with all you, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Tim. So yeah, just as he explained, Tim's already in our Slack community as well, but just another advocate for you that's super technical and hands-on, but already making an impression definitely with our team. So some changes to come. I think the ones we've already made have already been super well received. But thank you so much, Tim.
You bet.
So just wanted to run through some updates we have on our side. So I know PIU was on the billing side was something that was heavily requested by a lot of our partners. So any of you folks that want to be able to adjust PIU yourselves or have your tax compliance agency do so, whether it's via like traffic study or whatever the case is, we are moving to support that. We've been working on that actively the last couple of weeks. Eric, do we have an update as far as like when that will be pushed out, the PIU update, or are we still just getting that out the door?
We are aiming to get it out the door by the end of this week. So that's been our goal all week, focused on that. I will just say for anybody that does wish to implement this, it is something that we will be controlling on the back end for right now. And we do plan for future iterations to include a UI for you to control it yourselves. So once you do see the new release, you're free to reach out to us to get that set up for you guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Eric. And we also do, as we just announced, Tim Miller, we do have some other new team members here as well. We've also working with Tiago Modelli. He's on the DevOps side with us. I think some folks have already had the chance to speak with him. Tiago is actually formerly with NetSapiens. He's helping us on the DevOps side, just really fine tuning the platform. As most of you know, we do a lot of custom stuff with the NetSapiens. So he was, we're really happy to have him here as an asset to especially our tier 3 team. In addition to that, we also have just added RJ Caraldi. He's on our tier 3 team, so another resource, as well as JP Vlastro and Christina Bacalad. So they're going to be on a tier 1 team, but that moves us to, we're going to have a new shift. So I know a lot of folks had voiced their displeasure with our after hours support team, and as most of you guys know, that after hours support team is the tier 1, I should say, was essentially a call center that handles a few NetSapiens providers. So we wanted to move that to a full-time team so you guys can get the support that you're used to. So that is what this team is here. Again, RJ's got a ton of experience in NetSapiens, I think like 4 or 5 years. JP and Christine are definitely new, but they've already run through our boot camp. They're getting up to speed. So on May 16th, what we're going to do is they're going to be on, I believe it's a 1:30 to 10 p.m. Eastern shift. So that'll give you that after hours coverage. We will float it back to the call center between 10 p.m. and 8:30 a.m. as well as on the weekends. But as always, we always have multiple engineers that are on call. So if it is an emergency, that after hour service, if they can't handle it, they can always escalate it up the ladder if it needs to be. But we hope that bringing you guys essentially support coverage until 10 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, with the actual Viirtue team is going to deliver a lot of value for you and help you guys get those, especially like late night stuff. And on top of that, also when I work, we're currently actively seeking another LMP specialist to add to that team with the same kind of effect, where we're going to stagger shifts and give you more LMP support. So if you want to be able to port numbers later in the day for manual activation, or if you run into issues on a late night port, whatever the case is, we're looking to add coverage there as well. And also, I know our team, we've been testing some new devices. I think we got some new Fanville devices in, new Snom devices, and there's another brand as well, but we'll have more updates to come. We'll definitely be posting on our KB. And Eric, I hope you don't mind, I stole your announcement graphic there for this. All right. So next, just moving along, we'll run through what the key features are for our new end customer portal, and then we'll run through just a quick demo so you guys can see, what's to come. We're not going to talk about release date today. I'm flying up to meet with Eric and Wojtek, and we're having a meet, and some other folks from our team. We're having a meeting of the minds to basically determine exactly when we're going to get this out the door for you guys. So stay tuned. But as you can kind of tell from today, we're definitely last mile with this, just circling, getting this out the door. So some key features for the end customer portal. This is, of course, the biggest feature I would say that Vibe was missing as a platform. We have our digital wallet, which I'm going to show you today. It supports both credit card and e-check. You can obviously have multiple different payment methods. It's really a sweet setup. So excited to share that with you today. It's also compliant with assistive technologies, so screen readers, that type of stuff. Some of the things that a lot of our competitors and other like fast payment experiences like this, they just simply don't abide by. So that absolves you guys all from any like liability, because by law you do have to provide the ability for anybody to be able to get on there and pay their bill, whether they're blind or hard of hearing, whatever the case is. In addition to that, we also have dark mode, light mode support, which I'm going to show you today, as well as English and Spanish. We have more languages to come there. We're using Google's framework for that, so it'll make it easy for us to add languages down the road. It's full white label, just like everything else. There's going to be self-service branding tools within Vibe for both dark and light mode, where you'll be able to actually see like a preview of what the experience is going to look like to your customer before you actually publish it out live. So it's all self-service, really intuitive, really easy to set up. Additionally, we use like Google's technology for the color palette for branding, which is really cool. So you can actually just select your primary color, and then using Google's tech, which is essentially tons of studies they've done on what colors look best in dark and light mode and different experiences and things like that. And it's going to automatically theme the entire application for you as far as like your end customer experience. So it's really, really cool piece there for the branding that we're using as a framework. And then also quoting an LMP, we're going to be bringing within here. You'll see the kind of the framework for that today. So that's all going to be mobile first. It also, of course, supported on desktop, but it's going to make the quoting experience that much better and that much more sexy for your customers, as well as the LMP authorization process for that paperwork. There's also a contact us feature that I'll show you today. And in addition to that, you'll see it's super fast payments. I wouldn't say it's one-click checkout, but it's pretty darn close. Again, you'll see that today, and it's automatic payments you can set up. So if your end customer wants to manage their auto subscriptions, they can do that all. It's all self-service. They're going to be able to create their own profile. Their privacy policy and their terms and conditions will all be displayed here. That'll be customizable, of course. They'll be able to see their invoice history. They'll be able to scan their credit card on mobile, which I always find is a tremendous feature when you're going to pay a bill, and you can just take a picture of your credit card real quick and it'll sync right in there, makes that process so much faster. And then most importantly, frictionless authentication. As everything else that we've done with Vibe, as you probably already noticed, whether it's reviewing a quote or an LMP request or whatever the case is, we try and use the concept of magic links to provide that frictionless experience for you and your end customers, because obviously if they have to log in, figure it out, we know the deal there. Generally that's when a user might drop off. So again, everything is frictionless. They'll get that magic link where they can authenticate via email and then go right in there and pay their bill or do whatever else they have to do. All right, and then Eric, before I take them through the experience, you want to anything to add yet?
Not yet. No, I think you covered all the main features that we're looking to get out for our first iteration at least. So cool. that covers everything, obviously with the emphasis on the payment flow and the wallet, right? So yeah, for sure.
And of course, as everything else we do, we take an iterative approach. So this is the first version, but of course it won't be the last. So anyway, so as you guys can see on my screen right now, here it is, of course, supported on desktop. So works really well. If you need to see your wallet or change credit cards, whatever the case is, really nice experience. But we designed this mobile first, and that's essentially what we're using for design for everything we do moving forward. Is everything is going to be designed to support mobile first, and then we'll support desktop second, because quite frankly, that's where most people transact nowadays. So as you see here, super well optimized. Let me click out of this. There we go. All right, so all going to be branded for you, of course. Your customers will be able to see their invoice history right here under the document center. This is where they'll be able to navigate to quotes and other LMP requests and other spots where we need verification or whatever the case might be. We also have the contact us option here. In the actual version, this is of course just a demo version. This is going to be a form for them to contact you. So they'll be able to contact you if it's a support related issue or billing or whatever the case is. We just wanted to give them an easy way to contact you as their partner. We also, again, have that dark mode, light mode support so that your end customer can toggle back and forth. What's really cool about this is it caches their their browser will cache what they select for other options. So if they like dark mode better, it's going to automatically know that when they log into the system and select that as a default if you enable dark mode. And then we also have the Spanish option here in English. So as you see, it'll just translate the entire application to that language if that user speaks that language. All right. So one last thing I'll show you before we actually go through and make a payment. The wallet is pretty nifty. So as you see here, credit card and e-check, it supports both. It'll even, once they add their credit card, it'll look up like, is it Visa or is it Amex? And it'll give that nice visual here. And it does support the whole swipe module. So your customers, if they want to swipe between, they can do that. If they want to delete a card, as you see, super fast, super responsive. If they want to go add a new card, save it as a default payment method, really simple. All right, and then finally, we'll go through the payment flow. So essentially when those users log in, if they do owe money, this is kind of what they're gonna see. So they'll see that what's past due, current amount due, they'll see what upcoming billing period, their last billing period, and then also if they're not enrolled in automatic payments, we're gonna of course wanna try and get them enrolled there. So they'll have a notification for that. So all you have to do to pay this bill, it's super difficult, I'll show you. You just simply click the pay button there. It's gonna pop up with their default payment method. They'll just enter in their payment amount. And that's it. So again, not one-click checkout, but just about as close as we can possibly get. So that's the goal. We wanted to make it as simple and intuitive and fast as possible for your customers to get in there, pay their bill, and get through their process. So with that said, Eric, anything that I missed or explained wrong?
No. I think you covered it. We do, as Dan said, we're iterating on this constantly. So we do have some updates even further and beyond what you see here in the demo. So we're really excited to get that out to you guys. But no, I think you covered it well.
Awesome. All right, and then also we're like lacking on questions today. Where's that? We gotta get the room going. Maybe I'll unmute everybody like we did last time. That increased engagement a lot. Let's do that. Hold on. All right, everybody's unmuted, so if you want to act the fool, now's your chance. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Unmute all. Perfect. All right, so while we're doing that, we also have Viirtue Connect. As you know, we've done a lot of marketing around Viirtue Connect, our event for later this year. So that's going to be our partner-only event where you'll be able to come. We'll have 2 full days of courses and classes for you to learn basically everything about the platform, best practices. We're going to have a bunch of vendors and sponsors. I know RabbitRun will be there as well. I know Eric will be there. Hopefully Brad will see you there as well to just give you guys tips on how to sell, how to solve problems, right? So that'll be December 7th and 8th in St. Pete, but we're also December 6th, the evening, we're going to have a little opening event as well. But we are announcing today, we do have a partner contest. So basically between now and July 30th, whatever partner onboards the most seats is going to get 2 free tickets to Viirtue Connect. So that's going to be essentially as of May 1st. So we'll run numbers on August 1st. So we'll announce that winner. We'll probably do a few contests like this as well. But again, just a nice little incentive. So if you are the best, or I shouldn't say our best partner, if you add the most seats during this time frame, you will get free tickets to Viirtue Connect. All right, and then finally, just before we sign off here, just wanted to make sure if you're not in the Viirtue community Slack, definitely join. I think we already have like 100 members in there as of now, definitely picking up in popularity. I know some folks don't use Slack, but even if you just use it to be a part of our community, it's definitely pretty valuable. We've seen some partners solve each other's problems pretty rapidly. Definitely seen some increased engagement over the last couple of weeks as that tool gets more popular. So if you don't have access to the Viirtue community Slack yet today, just hit up really anybody here at Viirtue and we can invite you and get you access, get you logged in there. And with that said, I think we're good. We're really light on questions. We had one question that it looks like they answered themselves. Lauren, I see making sure VoIP traffic and flow is. I've worked with a provider in the past who said it could, but it lost all traffic. But I think Brad answered that question shortly thereafter. So as always, this recording will be posted in our KB for you to watch later. But if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to the team. With that said, Brad, have anything to add or?
No, just looking forward to working with the partners for sure.
Awesome.
So it looks like probably a few have come in. I've got a few forms filled out by the look of it, so that's great to see, and happy to keep getting them coming in, and happy to talk to the partners.
Awesome. Ooh, Eric, your mic's up.
Oh, I said, and we're looking forward to Viirtue Connect also. Sounds like it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it'll be a good time.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I do have a follow-up for Brad, if I may. This is Lauren.
Sure.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, so just as a follow-up, Brett, so we've got this established for Soho. How many devices can actually connect on that RabbitRun before we start running into issues? Do we have a benchmark yet, or is that still kind of pushing for, you know, whatever comes at it and then we can fine tune it?
Yeah, it usually depends on the number of devices, but our partners have put, 20, 30 seats on it. When we say Soho, it's not too small. And we do have the full gig RRT 500, which, is positioned for, 100 seat plus. It's quite a capable device. So again, it's usually number of devices and those kind of things that'll come up to it, and obviously bandwidth. So 500 megabits per second on the RRT 200.
So just if I could add, a lot of that depends on the type of other traffic that you want to protect. With the throughput, obviously, if it's just voice, then it will put a lot more phones than if you were trying to protect voice and other types of devices and traffic as well.
Excellent. Thank you for the reply there, guys.
Welcome.
Of course. Awesome. All right, guys. If
I
no
see
other
another question here.
Oh, that was Lauren. Is it the same one? Making sure VoIP traffic? Yeah.
Talking about the PCAP, did you see that?
Yeah, actually, that was Tim. I was curious,
Oh.
can you do a PCAP at the device for diagnostics?
You want to take
Yeah,
that?
absolutely. Yeah, we can do a PCAP. Also have a very nice filter, so you can grab a PCAP just on specific parameters, like if you want to specify a certain IP address or a certain port, you can do that as well.
Oh, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us, and hopefully you guys find value out of RabbitRun's SD-WAN product. I know I've already spoken with a ton of partners that have, and again, we're super excited to get the end customer portal out the door and available for you guys to get into your customers' hands. So thank you guys again so much. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you for joining us. We know your time is limited.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.